Boom, here we go. Started off right with 1,000 bits. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for all the bits tonight too, and all the love, guys. All right, here we go. New bits badge too from Real Magna Carta. That's a wow, 1,000 bits. We starting off right, guys. This is round 6. If you guys were already watching, they're already in chat saying what up and saying hi to YouTube. YouTube say hi to YouTube, and actually YouTube say hi to Twitch. Twitch say hi to YouTube. Right. We know we do it. Round 6 here, of course. So here we go. We on round 6, and of course, I'm playing Nicholas de la Colina here. So I'm 4-1. I lost round 5. So I went 4 in a row, then lost round 5. This is round 6. So here we go. So Nicholas de la de la Colina is a national master, younger high school, I think, something like that. So sub YouTube, let's go. Yeah. So push that better than YouTube. Oh man, they're gonna be fighting, right? All right, so here we go. Okay, so e4, he goes c5. So the thing here, this prep was easier, I would say, because he does always play the accelerated dragon, actually. I mean, and why is that a cool thing? Because we play that over here. Y'all know that. Y'all know we got like 30 videos in the playlist right now on the accelerated dragon. So we know that he plays this, right? He plays Accelerator Dragon. And guess what he played with white against the Sicilian? The C3 Sicilian. Who is this man, right? Who is this man? You know what I'm saying? Like, but he plays Accelerated, right? He plays Accelerated. All his games like this. Canty F on the that sounds you funny. I had no intentions of that at all. I was just trying to, in my work here, like coach says, focus on the result. My coach says, focus on the work, not the result. He must be a fan of the channel. Yeah, your clone. Yeah, my clone, right? And he is. He actually, I think he might be in the chat right now. Yeah, he might be in the chat right now. But Nicholas be in the chat. He'd be here. He might be here for the game. So e4, okay, but e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4. So we go accelerated. I know he's gonna play accelerated, right? I know this. And here, what do you think we choose, guys? So there's many ways to play against the accelerated. I know because I played it with the black pieces. I love some accelerated. My guy, I'm telling you right now, I love the accelerated dragon from the black side. I have some very good memories with it. I remember it was the first Sicilian I learned. Also, it was one of the first Grandmaster draws I got over the board. I drew Codric Dennis or Davis, whatever it is. Codric something. He went to UTD, University of Texas at Dallas, and I drew him with the Accelerated Dragon with the black pieces. One of my first Grandmaster draws over the board. I was hyped, but with the Accelerated, right? So this is I was definitely a fan. I'm definitely a big fan. Very close to my heart, the Accelerated Dragon. What do you think we hit him with? C4, okay, bind him. What's up, Darth Vader? What up, man? Dragon looking for D5, right? So here we go. Here is the acid test. Let me give y'all some one-on-one here. The acid test to the Accelerated Dragon. The best way to play from all the research that I've done, obviously, and looking at everything else. And I got a lot of files. I have a lot of files, right? I'm looking for other things. I'm always open. Like my coach says, have an open mindset. Always have an open mindset. But I'm the best test is C4. The Maroczy ball. This is the best test. This is the best test to the accelerated dragon, right? The accelerated. There's a hyper accelerated where you can do more of. You can still do Maroczy mine, but you can do Yugoslavs and stuff and dragons. But accelerated, like this accelerated, and plus I can't play as much, especially the way that he plays it. Let me show you something here. All right, C4 is binding it up. Yeah, you bind it up. Chess Shrek, thanks for the follow. Bind it up. Straight from the Jedi D vibe, bro. Let's get it across. All right. So after C4, he goes Bishop G7. I go Bishop E3, and y'all ready for this? Now, are y'all ready for this? So I know this from, I'm telling you, I know it from both sides, from the white side, from the black side. He plays this right here. He plays Queen to B6. Woo! That's a move that you don't actually play a lot. You actually have to be very advanced to play this move in the Accelerated Dragon. It's a very advanced move, Queen B6, right? And I mentioned it, and in fact, I actually played this, shout out to you, buying some brain fuel. Queen B6, I actually played this in round 1 of the New York tournament when I beat the GM, when I beat my first GM in New York, January, right? Queen B6. I played Queen B6 in round 1 against Brewington, right? And this was, I know some Queen B6 stuff, but push come to shove, it's actually a fun line if black has some good play, but honestly, it just don't be working the way that you want it to. It just, if white is prepared. If white's not prepared, black gonna get some a good game. But if white's prepared, it's totally fine. So after queen b6, this is all theory. Knight to b5. This is literally theory. Queen b6 is most hated move. As black causes so many headaches. Yeah, it's knight b5. You go knight b5 to attack the queen. He checks, which is all theory actually. And then instead of blocking with this knight, right, there's a6, right? So you actually bring the knight back around. Like, look how strange this was, right? The knight went to c3 to b5, right, and then back to c3. In fact, sorry, it was this knight f3 to d4 to b5 to c3, right? Very strange route. Very strange route for the knight, but it's totally fine, and this is what happened. And if you first look at this, you know, you're like, how did this knight get over here? This knight on g1 went to c3. It's strange, right? But this theory, right? It's strange. Knight went on an odyssey, exactly. It's a very strange knight. He goes d6, right? This is all theory, by the way. Bishop to e2, and then he goes queen to b4. And this is prying for more. He wants to hit this. There's problems here. There's problems you have to kind of deal with, right? And I could go queen d2, but that blocks the knight, right? And from the files I have, queen c1 is the move. Queen d2 is playable. This is engine. And if you go queen c2, the problem is knight d4. And this is what he wants. He wants to trade and get the dark square bishop, right? This is what he wants. You don't really want this. Black's just totally fine. Yeah, white's fine too, but you just gave up the bishop. You just gave up the bishop. You don't want that. So in fact, the move here is actually queen to c1, which is the move that I play in the game due to my files and understanding what's going on. It's still theory, correct, Darth Vader? This is still theory. Queen c1, he goes knight f6, right? And he's not playing the traditional way you would play in the bind. Really, actually, I mean, he kind of is, which I kind of like the way that he played, because as you see, he kind of transposed into two different binds. Like, he really played this pretty well, in fact, with the queen b6. Just getting a lot of play. The queen moves look strange, but he did get a lot of play, to say the least. So knight f6. Knight f6. In this position, chat, what do you play? White to move. I'm sure a lot of you guys already play, especially for the bind players in the chat. You play it from the white side or know these positions. What do you actually play? What do you actually play? Why is holding on the bishop considered so valuable even the positions considered equal? I mean, it depends. It just depends on them. The bishops are faster pieces than knights. Usually, yes. Castling. Right, knight d2. Thank you, Runner Jeff, for the gift sub. Shout out to Jeff again. Yeah, Shallow got him a sub there. a3. Castle, knight d2. f3 instant. Bishop h6. Jody, Moon, thanks for the follow. And castle. So here's what I didn't want. And this in post-game analysis, I actually asked him as well. Is this what he wanted? If I castle here, and here's like, you know, first things first. Yeah, it's good to have knowledge. Let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all some Jedi 101. Some real knowledge here, right? It's good to have knowledge of an opening from both sides, right? And what I'm giving you here, and remember this, right? Having knowledge of an opening from both sides means you know the plans for both sides, which means you can now, you know, kind of get into their head, which is huge in chess. It's absolutely huge. It's absolutely huge. So watch this, right? I know counterplay wise, you want to play active. You have to play active in the hyper accelerated dragon or any accelerated dragon, especially against the Maroczy bind. Any moment of passivity, any moment that you play passive, it's a wrap, start a new game. You can go home, right? So you have to play active. So if I castle, he's gonna go knight g4. Knight g4. Bruh. I lose the bishop pair. Why am I giving up the bishop pair voluntarily for no reason at all? If I take, he gets active. Bishop takes. I mean, now the bishop was holding this. Black might be better now. Black might be better. My pieces look strange. Queen on c1 tripping right now. Right? Like, what are you doing? And then if I don't take it, right, then he's going to take the dark square bishop, and I don't want to give him that. So what I play is the f3 move right here. Always retweet says never play f3. Correct. Fine goal is tripping, so we're going to move past this very quickly. f3, castles, and then bishop to e6, hitting c4. Classical move, attacks the pawn. I defend it. Easy move. Defend the pawn. Knight d2, right? And then he backs up because he started realizing, I mean, he kind of has to because, like, I'm about to start pushing him back anyway. I don't tell Ben exactly. So queen a5, I go knight b3. He goes back. And this is the position we reach. I go queen d2 just to like, all right, cool. You know, you made your queen moves, I made mine. And we get a regular bind, actually, after all those moves. But then he plays a5, and I realize, wow, by transposition, all them queen moves he made and all this stuff, we actually have a regular Maroczy bind. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. He, like, transposed. I mean, I think this is the first time I've actually ever seen a bind where you played it twice. What I mean by that is there's a way in the Maroczy bind that you can play a5 early, or you can play queen a5 early. And I was like, whoa. And then I realized, wait a second, he did the queen move, he got the queen to a5, he brought it back, and then he went back and played a5. So he like played the Maroczy twice in the same game. I was like, yo, this was pretty good. So then I had to, like, you know, this is again going back to, you need to have knowledge from both sides of openings if you can. I mean, if you can. If you can't, like, it's totally fine if you can't, but if you can, it really helps to have knowledge from both sides of an opening. So from the black side here, I noticed that what is a difference, and actually, let's actually ask you, chat, what is a very big difference right now in the Maroczy bind in this position that you have that you usually don't have in many positions? Can anybody tell me what that difference is? What is the difference right now in this position that you usually don't have in usual Maroczy binds? Something's different. Something's slightly different. Anybody know? All the pieces says let's exchange loops. Visual H6, hi, what's up? What's up? Landy? A D file open. You control the D4 square. Well, that's always 1800 levels. That's always a thing in the Maroczy. You have light square control. Maybe not always, but I mean, you do have D4 is very accessible to us. The knight's on B3. There it is. Double D nice. Very nice. Yes. Correct. Yes, the knight on b3. This is a whole different kind of bind. This knight is either gone or sometimes, remember, in true Maroczy binds, let me show y'all this, right? Look, take a snapshot of this, right? I'm about to take y'all down the lane real quick. So we're gonna go down the lane. We're gonna do some regular Maroczy here, and then after c4, let me actually flip it here, and let me do it this way. It's easier for me to do it this way. Knight c3, d6, bishop e2, knight takes. Right, so the difference is I already captured a knight. Queen takes, bishop g7, bishop e3. I'm playing it from my side because this is what I used to play. Queen d2, a5. No, bishop e6 is a move. Castles, queen a5, f3, rook f to c, b3, and you would have like a6, and this would be a very familiar position to be in. So look at this. From the white side, this is regular bind territory, right? Regular bind territory, right? This is what we have. If you pay attention here, right, this is the bind. So we got, I mean, you know, it's playable. Playable, draw many times, lots of times, right? But I don't like playing the bind this way because it is very drawish. So I play like different ways. But so going back to this position, right? Live position. The knight is on b3, so the whole thing is different. This ain't the same bind. This ain't the same one. So I know this from both sides, right? Now let me teach y'all. Y'all gonna need a lesson inside of a lesson. This is what I play. I play rook a to d1. He goes a4. He goes a4. It's white to move. Chat, where do you go here? Where do you actually go? It is white to move, and this is a very instructive moment. White to move. He attacked my knight. Where do I put it? Where do I put the knight, chat? Knight d4. Knight d4. Knight a1. Okay, clap it up for my guy. Remain 26. Knight a1 out here. Morris Robinson. Knight a1. And anytime you put a knight, and this is like my rule in chess, like I did it, anytime you put a knight in a corner square, I have to twist it one time. Only one time. Full circle, right? With the knight. Twist it. And then hit the clock. I've done it only one time so far. But I know anytime I'm ever going to put a knight in the corner, I'm going to twist it. One full circle. Clockwise. Hit the clock. Because of, you don't actually do that. I remember doing that vividly. Knight h1. I remember playing that in the game. And one clockwise. Make sure it's clockwise. Hit the clock. Done it. Knight a1. What a move. Wow. Yes, but I did not play knight a1. It's just very funny that this is actually not a possibility, and it's not that bad. I mean, you go knight c2, like maybe knight d4, but then why did I go here if I could just go knight d4, right? In fact, here it is, guys. Let me educate y'all real quick. In the Maroczy bind, what black wants to do, this is ideas, is you want to trade. You need space, right? You need space. So the side with less space needs to trade. The side with less space needs to trade. The side with more space, me, I want less trades. So what I play, instead of playing knight d4, which is always usually the move in all Maroczy binds, usually a knight d4. But why on earth, let me do this from the black side, right? I'm waiting for knight d4. I'm literally waiting for you to play knight d4. So after I take, I'm going to go knight d7. If you take, then we got this position, and I'm totally fine. In fact, I might even be better in some positions. I'm having a blast. If I'm playing black here, I'm totally fine. I'm playing for 2 results, meaning I mean draw or I could win this, right? Based off the position, this bishop's better than this bishop's better than this one. I know these positions, right? Why would I play this? Why would I play into what I already know that he wants to do? So what I did is play knight to c1 with the whole idea of keeping the pieces on the board and understanding that you have less space. Yep. Very, very nice. So I play knight to c1, and let's see the rest. John Callius, thanks for the follow. So after knight to c1, he goes knight d7. Same ideas here, right? Same ideas. And this one is about to get crazy. It really is. This is not your regular Maroczy bind. I always have to find a way to spice things up, but it's white to move. And what do we do in this position? Hey, Will, what's up, bro? What do we do now? We're playing knight to c1, right? Knight d3, okay. Knight d3, b3, a3, knight d5. Interesting. Interesting. The knight d3 is here. Just to point out, knight d3 is 100% premium Cambodian. Garbage. You about to get hit with a 2-piece there. He's just gonna take this and stare at you real hard. Dang. Bruh. Yikes. Should take c4. That's just a freebie, right? And it looked like you want to do that, right? What I did here though is more of a prophylaxis, huge prophylaxis. A page out of Petrosian's book here with the move king to h1. Bruh. The silent king h1, like we have the silent emote here, right? The silent king h1. Right, and the idea here though is I want to move this bishop. I want to remove his bishop this way, but I don't want to be hit with any type of checks later on. Did I spin the king? I did not. No, it's only for the knight. Only for the knight. I did not want to get hit with checks later on. Again, remember, I know this from both sides. So one of the ideas that happens is the queen coming to b6 or the dark squares. So if my queen's going to go, if he's going to go here, I'm going to get hit with a check later anyway. I need to do this. I need to play this. Plus, I have a plan of attacking him. Somehow, some way, I don't know when, but I'm going to attack him on this side of the board when the time is ready. He goes queen a5, and this is a very, very, very critical moment. They want to get hit with 3 of those, right? Yeah, very, very, very critical moment here. Critical moment. And I was like, I either go for this right now, or I'm never going to have the chance to do this. So here we go. We go bishop h6. We go for it. We go for it. Bishop h6. And why is this critical? Because he has this right here. This is critical because of the, not because of bishop takes h6, because of this move right here. And I knew this was critical. Why is this critical? I'm not going to take it with the queen. Why would I do that? Why would I do all of this just to trade queens? That's the dumbest thing ever. Damage structure, looking crazy out here. Come on. Like, stop it right now. But pawn takes, this was this, and then I saw this. And I stopped right here, and I was like, if I don't mate, I might be losing, right? Because these pawns are gross. Pawns are really bad. Really bad. And I was like, I mean, but I have f4, f5. I mean, and I really am coming at him. Like, I'm really trying to just attack him, right? This is really strong. Really strong. f4, f5, g4. Like, you know, this is scary. This is pretty scary. You know what I mean? So, and the knight could swing into, like, there is possibilities, especially with the king being very weak and the defender of the king which was a dark square. Bishop being gone, I was very confident in my chances here. In fact, black, the engine likes black by almost a pawn. It's like actually 0.9. The other move is 0.6. And it's sort of it's equal-ish, right? But as a human, I mean, you have some real play, some practical chances here. Right, so I knew this was critical. After bishop h6, he doesn't take on c3. He takes on h6, and I was like, well, chill, let's go. Like, I was like, well, all right. Well, it worked out, big fella. So after queen takes h6, well, now I don't have to damage the structure. But then here's what he does. He plays a3, and I thought I was hurt. I was actually a little concerned here. I was like, oh, snap. I didn't even see that. Like, what do I do? In fact, chat, that's up to you. What do you do about a3? A3 was a very good move. A3 is a very good move. It's breaking up the connection. It's breaking up the connection of the knight. I'm defending the knight. So if Tom plays b3 here, we're gonna first off hit you with one of these. Garbage. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's for you. And because you're gonna get hit with one of these, queen takes c3. Right? So you can't even push the pawn. You can't even move it because it's defending the knight. So I have a problem here. So I need to figure out what to do. I see knight b3. What up, girl? Twist, let's go. Knight b3, Padaka, queen d2. Yeah, queen d2 is too passive for me. I was going to have to reroute everything. And at that point, I'm admitting a concession. And my pawn structure isn't good. And I could try to come back over here, but that chance is gone. I have to go for knight b3. Knight b3, I attack the queen. Queen b4. And luckily, I find a very nice sequence of moves here. Knight to d5, which first hits the queen. After bishop takes, pawn takes, right? Knight e5 is really bad because it runs into like rook d4. A lot of rook d4 stuff. KF man says knight d5. There you go. Yeah. So he plays a move that's very logical here, which is knight a5. But then watch this. I take on a3, take back. And then, okay, so, all right, this is actually for you guys. This is good. It's white to move. So white to move here, right? I think I got the position I was looking for. I was trying to trade off that bishop. I want to attack him. But now I have some slight problems on this side of the board. I have some weaknesses. This bishop's kind of loose. White to move. What do we do? Nice. Sometimes I start urinating myself. Wow. F5. Okay, so F4. Slapjack says, I don't care about nothing. F4. Rook A1. Trap God's like, defend it, bro. Defend it, my guy. Mr. Mo says, defend that guy. Bishop to B5. Hit the 90. Rook to D2. Defend that boy. Knight D4 from Badaka. My dog Banjo. Thanks for the follow. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Queen d2. Okay, bring the queen back from the attacking square that she's on. That is, I mean, that's a clap. Brilliant, right? Brilliant. And okay, and here it is, guys. So remember what Tao says. Tao says that when you have a pawn, Tao and Nesmedinov, right? What would Nesmedinov do? And of course, grandfather Tao, right? When you have something that is being attacked, the best way to attack it or to defend it is to sack it. Yes, right. The best way to defend anything is we sack first and we think later, right? That's grandfather Tao. So knight d4. Knight d4, you can have the pawn. You can have the pawn. Right. Come on, Jeff. I mean, we I can't give him everything. Thanks for the follow, Alex. So knight to d4. Loyal Beetle, what's up? So queen takes a2 and rook d2 is the whole thing here. But look at 3 pieces all on the a file. These 3 pieces are all on the a file. So I started to realize, wait a second, you have nothing over here by your king. So you can have this. Everything's defended. I'm literally going to mate in like 4. That's what it feels like. So he goes rook f to c8, which is absolutely a blunder. Garbage. But it's hard to defend when you're about to if you flip the board here, you can feel the pressure. 96, f4, there's a rook lift. Whoa, right? You want to get the knight to f8, right? That's a logical thing to do. That's very logical, right? And if you go knight f6, you might run into e4. And if knight takes, it might be something like this. There's like all kind of stuff you really have to kind of calculate. Even me looking at this, I'm like, wait, how do I defend this? You know, me, right, trying to figure this out as black. It's difficult. It is difficult. An engine gives knight f6 is fine, or not even fine. What they're saying is, I think there was another move like king h8, and then play knight f6 and like bring everything to here, which makes sense. Which makes sense. Yeah, he took another piece away from the king. Yeah, but also knight f8 makes total sense. Like they always, not always, but there's a lot of sayings like a knight on f8 stops the mate, something like that. It rhymes. Obviously, it's pretty cool, but not in all cases does the knight on f8 stop the mate, right? So what to do, nephew? What up, 55? He took another. Yeah. So all right, here we go. Rook f to c8. I go with the f4 move. So I'm going for the rook lift, right? But what happens on queen e3? Does anyone have the queen e3 move? What happens on queen e3? Knight f8, there's no mate. It stops the mate, right? There's no mate yet. Thank you. Yep. So, what's up, Elizabeth? Favorite? What's good? Queen e3. Bishop f3. I mean, you can. Boss can. Rook f3, okay. F3, another one. Rook f3, f5. The problem with rook f3 is after queen takes. I mean, there's some. You want to use the f file. You want to use the f file because when you use this rook's just defending the knight. So what we actually want is we want the d rook. To be honest, after here, then queen takes, right? And then I can play f5 right now. I actually looked at this too as well in post-game analysis. Knight f5 jumped out as well because this is a nasty move. And after pawn takes, I can play rook f3 right now. But then after queen takes, this is where he runs into this, which is a strange one. This is check, but then he can block with the queen. And this is, and I saw this in analysis. And I was like, I mean, we could get here, but this is strange. I am winning. But I mean, in fact, in engine standards, this is, let me see, this is zeros, right? And believe it or not, bro, this is zeros. Like, get out of here. Equal. But I mean, he has two extra, you know, he has knights. Like, as a human, though, this is very, I like white, obviously. I got the queen. Is he really surviving without the queen? Exactly, right? But practically, as a, got to tie up as a draw. Yeah, I think I have chances, huge chances, practically speaking. I mean, it feels like there's just so much to do. Maybe make some look for the king, too, as well. But I need to keep the queen and rook. If I trade a pair, if I trade a rook, this maybe, it may not be good. I have to be careful. But he didn't play queen e3. He didn't play queen e3. After f4, he went for the logical knight to f8, right? Knight f8, stockfish me, zeros me, get him out of here. Exactly. Get that man off the board, right? That's what I be saying to the engine sometimes. Like, bro, chill, bro. Just chill. Like, nobody even asked you, even though I literally asked him. Knight f8, and so defending everything. Okay, so what do we do here? F5, exactly. Yeah, F5 is the move. F5 is the move here. So we open up the position because I need everything. Now you're about to see. Remember Jedi Russian Tactics, the series we did on YouTube? If you haven't, make sure y'all go watch it. Those are very hard tactics, but we're about to use that right now. He goes queen to b2. All right. Okay, chat. It's on you. We know it's here. We know it's here. We know that. What do we do? We know it's here. So we got to find it. We got to find the sequence. FXG from Carlos. We got to find it. FXG. Okay. Knight F6. Wow. Put the knight on F6. Bruh. That is amazing. I mean, just put that knight on F6. See. That's fire. I didn't even see that one. Rook B1. Okay, bishop g4, f6. Oh, knight e6. Oh, okay. Oh, that one, knight e6. On f6. Okay, on f6. All right, here we go. So in fact, the number one on the engine is f takes g6. So clap it up for yourself. Actually, that's actually move number one. Keep that in mind. I didn't do that though. I went rook d2 because I wanted to dislodge the queen. I wanted to play rook d3 with tempo. Right. I wanted to play rook d3 with tempo. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, what up, Canty? Let's go, Prime. What up? All right. But exactly. Okay, so rook d2, queen c3. I go rook d3 here. I go rook d3 because I want to be able to do this with tempo. But then he goes queen back to b2. Actually, Krieger, you can just hold on. We can just like do this. I got it. Is this on you right now, chat? Anyway, as I handle. All right. Thanks, Krieger. Okay. So it's white to move. What do we do, chat? Sack the bishop and go rook h3 anyway. Sack the bishop. How are we sacking the bishop here, bro? I mean, the bishop is defended. I mean, bishop h5? Is that what they said? I'm on mobile. It was on. Oh, okay. Oh, you on mobile? No, I didn't know that. Yeah, but that's cool though. Thanks, Cracker. I handled it anyway. Bring space for the king so I can move the rook. What I did here, guys, is you have to use all of the pieces. You have to use all of the pieces, right? Remember, and I want you guys to really pay attention. I'm actually going to link it, the Jedi Russian Tactics series, so you guys are on there. But y'all, you got to use the whole board and know that everything is going to work together into this play, into this attack. The rooks, everything. So what I do first is I take on g6, right? Because we needed to do this. We need to open the file. So he could take with the knight, he can take with pawns, but logical move here, obviously, if h takes, rook h3, and if knight takes, if knight takes g6, there's a lot of stuff you can play here. Rook h3 is obviously playable. Right, and let me just show you this line, rook h3, knight f8, and knight e6, which is nasty. I got rook check coming, all kind of stuff coming. Pawn takes, rook f8, right? If you take here, rook takes f8, rook takes, queen takes 7, mate. Oh my goodness. Wow. This was the plan though. This is what this rook is doing here. So when he plays pawn takes f6 or g6, f takes g6, I go rook h3. So the knight is absolutely hanging. But if he takes the knight, well, then that same tactic is exactly what's going to happen. Rook takes, and queen h7 is made. And he can't take with the king, obviously. So you have to take with the rook, and queen takes h7 is made. So the idea here is I'm setting up the mate. This is what this rook was doing. This is why the whole idea, remember, even going back all the way to, should I do rook f3 or rook d3? I saw that we needed to put the d rook, because we need the f rook for f file activities. And the rook is now over here on the h file. So yeah, I'll go rook h3. He finds the best move, guys. What's the best move in this? He finds it. And I mean, he's strong, bro. He's really good. Black to move. He finds the move, chat. What's the move? Black to move. Delface, thanks for the follow. He finds the move. Slapjack. What is it? Rook c1. He says rook c1, rook c1. He finds the move, bro. I mean, he finds it like... He plays. Y'all ready for this? Rook c1. Oh! He finds it. Oh, Sam, you're like, oh yeah, it's just a simple move. He's defending. But if you're looking at the whole board, like Bobby Fischer says, right, this rook's actually just hanging. I can just take it. I can just take it. Right? I can just take it. But when you find a good move, you look for a better one. And here, I can just take it. In fact, I was like, why don't I just take this rook right now? But what I didn't like, and this is why, if he takes, I could go back. And he goes queen g7. And I was like, okay, this is winning. But this is going to take a while. I want to win right now. So what I said is like, okay, I mean, I could take this. Or I was like, well, let me think about this. What would Nesmedinov do? What would Grandfather Tal do in this position? And the move here, chat, if you've been doing your Jedi Russian tactics, is what? What is the move here? If you've been doing your Jedi Russian tactics, it's about to show right now. What's the move? When you find a good move, you look for a better one. Shout out to Uncle Nesmedinov and Grandfather Tao. Okay, here we go. We got 96, rook ace f3, bishop d1, 96, f3. Okay, all right. Okay, so here's the move, right? The move here that I played, number one on the engine, Nice. It's bishop d1. Bishop d1, OTB game. You know what I'm saying? OTB, bishop d1, right? I can just take the rook and I can chill, or I can play bishop d1. Bruh. Yeah, the saber was hot this day. The saber was hot in this one. Bishop d1, it's a very nasty move because I'm still using the same threat. The idea here, right, if queen takes, then we have the mate. It's the same thing, right? It's a deflection thing, right? Also, watch this. Watch this is I want to keep the mate alive. I want to keep the mate alive, right? This is the whole idea. And what if he takes here? This is an obvious move, but then rook takes, and now, I mean, well, shoot, I keep this. This is my whole idea. I wanted to block this queen from getting back to defense. So now, in the next move, I don't care what you do. Most likely, I'm going rook f1 and about to sack again. Queen takes d4 again is the same line. So I get to have the mate. It's just going to take a little bit longer, and the queen doesn't get back to defend. Right, this is very nice. If he goes queen f2, then I can go rook f3. He moves the queen somewhere, and I literally just double the rooks and do the same thing. The game's just over. It's so sweet, right? So I was like, cool, I get to win, and this is very nice. You have to have impact. I'm working on patience more with my coach, actually. We had a lesson today about that. But patience, right? Here is, I mean, this is patience. I could just take this rook right now, or I could just, you know what, is there something better? I want the mate. I'm going to go bishop d1. And then, what if queen f2? That's what he plays, bro. Queen f2. Oh my goodness. If you ain't sweating, you better be right now, right? You better be. You better be. Because if I take this, I made it. I can't do anything. Oh my goodness. Did you just lose the game? Are you lost? Are you 100% premium Cambodian? Garbage. Are you trash like that? Garbage. Did you really just do that? Or do you have a move? In fact, you do. Rook f3. And that's it. Rook f3 saves you. It saves the day. Rook f3. If I don't have this move, I'm lost. Is there anything else? Yeah, literally there's no other move. Rook f3 is the only move. Right. Luckily I have this. In fact, bishop d1 is kind of like almost a blunder because I'm like, shoot, wait, what is queen f2? Sheesh. Glad I have rook f3. What's good, Canty? We doing analysis? That's right. Yep, absolutely. Pillow fight and crispy. Thanks for the follows. Rook f3, beautiful move. If queen takes, right? If queen takes, mate. I'm mating with rook takes f8. Beautiful. If rook takes d1, then I just take the queen. Right. I just take the queen. And after rook f3, he resigned here. But this was the game. This was pretty cool, right? This one was called the Maroczy bind. But the bind, right? I think here was a very crucial moment, right? This was all bind territory. Nothing different, honestly. All bindish, right? All bind stuff. Actually, even from the beginning, like let's start from the beginning here to show you guys, for people that missed some of it. But the bind, right? Bind. We had a bind. We get these moves, right? Everything happens. Are we on YouTube right now? You already know it, Mr. Rio. Go ahead, say hi to your future self if you like, or to people, you know, whatever you like to say to YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. So, but rook d1, and here, this was the most instructive moment, I think, right here, is when I chose to go knight c1 instead of knight to d4. Right? Knight to d4 is the common, this is what they play. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to go for that, because that's what y'all always do. I want to challenge it. This is like what Tal does, and Nesmedinov, right? Like, I'm not, I mean, knight d4, like, you can, but knight c1. Let's go there and see what happens. And it worked out. It worked out. Bishop h6, we traded. I got the attack I wanted. Tactics started to work out. I noticed 3 pieces on the A file. That's a long way away from the king. Then a 4th, right? 4 pieces away from the king has to be winning. F4, F5, rook d2, and get the tempo, rook d3. Takes, open the file with a smile every time. Rook h3, and then we threaten him with the mate, and we great. Bishop d1, right? And he's done. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And that's it, guys. This was a game. This was Maroczy bind. This was round 6. Right, this is round 6. So I'll see y'all tomorrow for round 7. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you guys subscribe for more, and we'll see y'all on the next video.